Hello everyone and welcome once again to another commentary video. This time we are gonna cover Struggle Grinding, a yes mirror between SRTHGV against a Chinese player. I'm sorry, I don't know what it means, its name. So here's its profile if you know what it can mean. But SRTHGV, I'm gonna call him SR or Blue Player or whatever, has been featured in one of the very last Digius videos. He's quite strong. He really spam in Tokyo Drift 2, the map that he played, a lot of indirects. I don't think he's gonna spam indirects on this map. There are quite a few good spots for them, but for sure you should not spam them here, at least in my opinion. And the Chinese player is not is more than this, and he's 1100 or they are 1100. But anyways, why yes on this map? Why yes mirror? Yes mirror are not something common because yes is normally not very good, but this is baselight maps, and out of the baselight maps in Fog, this is my favorite. Normally baselight maps are not very fun or very are quite you know, the low amount of units with fog doesn't complement very well, but I think this map is the exception to it. And let's talk about why yes is quite decent here on tier 4. The first reason is baselight. Whenever there is a baseline map, yes becomes naturally stronger. The reason for that is there's gonna be a relatively less amount of infantries to the total unit count. There is also a very good spot for artilleries, like this area, for example. It's not like you are gonna be able to spam artillery to death, but you can will one or even two. I would just will one if it was me, but artillery with yes, good. And also another reason is because, as you can see, it's quite choky, and not super choky, but choky enough, and with low amount of planes, so other will struggle wall breaking. Other always struggles doing wall breaks because of his general low firepower. Yes, he has no weakness, but he has not firepower boosts. And Jake, yes, Jake will do a lot of damage, and also Jake's benefits from the artillery. But as you can see, only half of his army would benefit from the planes boost if they fight on this area, and Jake would get it on the whole of his her army. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I didn't mention, but here you can, in 3 turns you can lock this airport with a missile if you are feeling very naughty. If you are Jake, you can do it in 2 turns if you use the power from the city. As you can see, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Okay, 3 turns, 4 turns to get into the forest. My bad. But anyways, yeah, in 3 turns you can sit on the city, and if you are Jake and you have vision of the airport, because Recons has only 5 vision instead of 6, you will be able to shoot if there is a copter there. But anyways guys, let's use a straight jump to the match and see how it goes. So this is gonna be an interesting match because there is still yet another Chinese player, and let's see if the trend of Chinese player hating copters generally come into place here. I mean, there is an argument to will less copters because you are yes, but still copters are very good as yes. They are gonna be able to get the 2-hit KOs in supporting the tanks, and that's gonna be plenty of good. As you can see, there is a day 4 recon by SR. No, I'm sorry, by a day 3 recon by the Chinese player. and there is no vehicles yet day 4 by SR. And now we are probably gonna see artillery tank, probably because of the amount of funds. Yes, it was an easy guess. And right now this recon seems like it's trying to prevent SR from getting these properties. Also, I think here you could argue to get first the airport, because it's an airport, and if you want an helicopter you can get it. But if you are not planning to get an helicopter, I could say that you might want the city first. The reason for that is you are gonna be slightly closer for one tile. As you can see, if you finish, you start the airport, you will finish here, and if you start the city, you will finish here. So from the city, you won't be able to go as far as if you finish on the airport. You will be one tile closer, which means you will be able to go into this city and then this one. But this infantry is gonna probably cap these ones. So don't mind me, I was just trying to figure out in 5 seconds the capture game, because I don't remember of this map. As you can see, this infantry was faking capping the com tower. You normally don't want to cap your com tower as early as now, because there is no fights happening, and even if a fight happens, it's not gonna be very relevant, the extra firepower. And let's see, we see the recon getting a completely free hit. This is gonna be bad for SR. And let me see what happened with this infantry. Whoops, I didn't notice this in my first look through, but it seems like the Chinese player did a misclick. I guess he's playing from the mobile, where misclicks are more common, because there is no reason to move this infantry here. If you wanted to move it into the forest and then trying to cap this city next day, maybe, I guess it's fair. But yeah, it was a misclick, which happens if you play on mobile. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. It's 100% a misclick. Anyways, now SR is 2k, 4k ahead on income. You have to keep in mind that the Chinese player misclicked and have one less city, but he's about to capture some more properties, so he's gonna be recovering back, but that will bite him back. Maybe because of vehicles timings, because right now he has double recon, but he is facing 2 tanks with 2 tanks and an artillery. So there is 4 vehicles if you can recons as vehicles, and there is 4 vehicles, but 2 of them are recons, which yeah, can do anything against the tanks. And yeah, this infantry seemed like it went back to capture the city. That is gonna cost him 2k, but it's fine, I guess. And there is an helicopter, so they are meant to capture the early airport was justified for that. And this infantry has to hide, and this has to go to the forest, and now this tank has to stay more or less nearby this area to drive away this recon. But this artillery, as you can see, is sitting very comfortably, covering this cap right here, and you can use move one tile away to make that artillery even safer. And now you are logging your city, which is in a very contested area, and now you are completely safe because you have the middle secure, and all what is left to do for you is build up your army. Let's see, because right now Chinese player is recovering on income and even gets ahead, because he has managed to deny the mirror properties around this area, so he will have that advantage. He would have a bit more of advantage, but I don't think it's too important. As long as you don't reach the 17 on a baseline map, doesn't matter. And let's see, because yeah, now this tank has to move somewhere like this tile, so it stays in range of this city if the recon tries to do anything funny, and it's gonna stay on range of this city, but instead of the plains, on the city, which is gonna be a very safe area. You don't want to stay on the plains. I mean, I would totally stay on the plains if I were him, because they are basically on range of my base, and if a tank tanks my tank on the plains, even though it's a very harming first strike, I'm gonna put this artillery here covering, so I want him to attack here, because then it's gonna be a free kill. So yeah, I could have just, I mean, it's whatever, you know, but I like to bite my opponent whenever I'm in a position of strength. Maybe it's just me being silly, but look, no, okay guys, no, don't do this. This is already day 9. It's very late. Sorry, my mobile phone. So you are not gonna be able to capture this city, even though there is no artillery. You know, it's gonna be locked. It's gonna be recons around, tanks around. So yeah, don't recommend. But anyways, let's see how it goes, because it's looking quite interesting, and I really like the setup for SR. Yeah, he's an enthusiastic for indirects, but right now he has only one, and one indirect, if you manage to place it very well, it's great. Like, I love having my one artillery on the crucial area, making me saving any sacks. Imagine I have to sack one infantry into this area, and there is maybe an artillery somewhere here prepared to counter that interrupt. So yeah, right now you only have to, and even if you want, you can 2-hit KO with artillery infantry and put an infantry or a tank in the city, so now that infantry is even safer. Let's see what SR does, because now he's gaining control of this side and he's managing to capture these cities on this area, and this tank is in range to counter any recon aggression. And he opts to do the 2-hit KO and protects this infantry from any attack, which is completely fine. Even though it's gonna be from high ground, you don't want to attack into an infantry that is protected by artillery, and you know, because you just got hit by something that, I mean, you have vision, so you know for sure. But even without this recon, you would have known if you check the replay. The income is stabilizing right now, but Chinese player is being a bit cautious about going into the area. He sees no play, so it's pretty alright to play it safe and don't try to go in. But right now SR is gonna get a lead on income. As you can see, this tank attacks this recon. That's probably because this infantry that tried to go into this forest got trapped, and whenever you get trapped, it doesn't get registered in the logs on the replayer on Advanced Wars via web. So it's a problem of the web not registering this action, not the replayer itself. And yeah, so there is nothing that the replayer can do, or maybe it's a tank, so it's completely fine. As you can see, this artillery is completely safe while covering all the units, but this tank is covered by all these other tanks and these copters. So if you want to attack this tank, you might 2-hit KO it, but you are gonna pay a big price, because the whole army but this anti-air now is in place to counter any aggression. And you have the recon, even though at 2 HP, to know that there is a very important amount of vehicles, this copter, and 4 tanks and artillery. So you have 2 tanks, 1 copter, 1 more tank coming. So even though with, yeah, you don't have enough army to match what you are just simply seeing, and there is probably more coming. So yeah, I'm gonna advise the Chinese player to not attack, but he opts to keep capping this city because he knows now that the artillery that was locking this city is not anymore. Maybe there is another artillery here, you never know, and that's not very likely because there is no wall for it. Maybe it's on the com tower, but still there is no wall for it on this plain tile. But still, I will say that even though your opponent is just gonna move the artillery back where it goes, interrupt with 1 infantry, and that's gonna be it. Or maybe just 2 hit KO with a vehicle and infantry, and then sit with the infantry on the city. So let's see what it does. I don't like this. It's looking very dubious, and infantries are very valuable in a baseline map because you don't want to spend your time building them, and if you sack them, you are gonna run out of infantry, which means you are gonna get first strike on vehicles easier than your opponent. And also, I think I don't agree with this medium tank build. I mean, the medium tank itself is completely fine. What I don't agree with is the placement. If you build it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead, if you build it here, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna take 1 more turn at least to fight wherever you are trying to fight. Yeah, maybe you see the army down here, but you are being aggressive here. You are asking your opponent to fight you here. So definitely I could build a medium tank here and the recon here, or maybe not even a recon, because it's at this point you have 3 recons, and there is also a good amount of mountains, so they become redundant. We see a 2 hit KO, another 2 hit KO, and infantry just walling the vehicles, and now everything is coming together. As you can see, SR is doing a great job at making his units synchronize with each other. If he's striking in one side, he is supporting that attack with the whole of his army. On the other hand, the Chinese player is not as synchronized, at least it doesn't seem to me, because he's a bit more split, you would say. But anyways, yeah, 2 hit KO, see copters by yes, able to get 2 hit KOs. Even if there is a tank on a property, you will be able to get the 2 hit KO if you are on powers with yes, and you will just avoid any counter damage. Okay, both players have used their anti-air to one-shot infantry, which is fair, because you have to, if you want to wall break in 1 hit. But this looks quite, I mean, you didn't get too many kills. What did you get? You get 1 tank kill here, 2 infantries, and 1 tank hit here, and you in return are exposing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vehicles. 1.5 is not equal to 7 vehicles. I mean, maybe you're not gonna get hit on the 7 of them, but still you're gonna get hit at least on 5 of them, and that's gonna hurt a lot, probably more. But anyways, now there is maybe a CO power by yes. It was just missing that tiny amount of disengagement, so very smart, because this engagement would have happened anyways, regardless, with the power or without it. So very smart to take this engagement in order to reach that firepower. Very important detail also, you gain more vision before getting your power, and now you gather the intel and now you pop the power. Because imagine this medium tank was not here, but maybe here or on the city. You know about the medium tank, well, maybe you already have vision of, but here or here, maybe an artillery, you know, you have to know that things. And I really like this so far. You hit every vehicle and injure every unit, and a 2 HP copter is not like, it's not gonna do anything, and a 3 HP tank, it's like not as bad as if it was destroyed. But as you can see, all the army I told you that was exposed, but this copter got hit, and that's 6 units. So you kill 2 infantries and 1 tank and a half for 6 units. I mean, not quite 6 vehicles, but you know what I mean, guys. And that's very, very, very devastating. And now will come a superpower by the Chinese player. Let me move this because I always fix it, but since this is the third time I'm recording this, because the first time I didn't like it, the second time the audio didn't record because my settings go back to the default. Anyways, don't mind me. A superpower by yes, I think I don't agree with it because you don't have enough vehicles. You can argue that with the extra 2 movement you will reach to do a free hit with the medium tank here, but killing 9 HP tank is it's making that super justified? I think not. I think you can retreat, concede this city and try to lick your wounds, and maybe compensate the loss of this city with this city here. But if you are now trying to push, you are gonna probably get shot back again, and yeah, you get a nice hit on the artillery, you chip damage the copter, you are not doing too much damage, and now there is plenty of tanks to counter this attack, and even a medium tank to counter your medium tank, and yeah, there is a lot of units to counter your attack. So I think this is gonna be this was the decisive factor of the match. I don't see how much is gonna go for, but as you can see, you cannot keep fighting if you lose so many vehicles, even on a base light, even more, because you are much slower at recovering your army numbers. So you have to be even more careful with it. As you can see, this was not a full HP tank, in the sense that it had some cheap damage. It was a 90 something out of 100 HP. So these 2 vehicles are barely enough to hit KO. It was probably a luck roll to do, but still, as you can see, yes, copters are completely fine to use. I just want to emphasize on that fact. And okay, you kill the artillery, but now because of you going in again, you are forced to keep the fight, but you cannot keep it because you have lost on that turn so many vehicles that you are gonna get overwhelmed. And yeah, if you are getting overwhelmed, you are gonna lose, right? And we see a turbocharge. Let's see. Okay, good. Using the 2 HP infantry to gain vision if anything is blocking from this city, and then using the anti-air to kill it. I think it's a bit risky to use this anti-air here. More if you point out that you didn't kill this recon, If you kill the recon, maybe you can argue it's safe, but it's still on vision of this infantry on the mountain, and you know there is an infantry here, so it's quite risky, because now this can get killed, but yeah, you know that there is no many tanks, like at most, yeah, I think it's fine. At this point, what you want to do is get kills, and more kills. And even you get the medium tank, you get this. Wow. Okay, this is a round over. Look at the unit count. Turbocharge. I don't see how is the Chinese player coming back from this. The medium tank is crippled, but it's completely fine because it can go now to repair 7 HP, and then it's gonna be able to do a lot of damage on a first strike with help of a copter to another Frex medium tank. So yeah, and SR is getting this capture to hit KO this. I mean, it's not gonna be a kill because of being yes, but still it's gonna be perfectly get rid of this. And yeah, right now SR has to retreat a little bit because he's overextending if he doesn't, but it's completely fine because he's now enjoying a lot of infantries surviving, and those infantries are not gonna die, because if you hit those infantries, now all the vehicles from SR are gonna counter that aggression, and SR has completely control of the middle. Chinese player managed to get this sneaky kill here, but I don't think it matters. Interrupts the cap here, gets a hit on the medium tank. Oh, what? Okay, I don't know why, but this copter didn't move last turn. Did it got trap? I think it got trap. Anyways, recon dead. Now this is collapsing. Now this side is gonna get captured. See, 9 HP tank on a city with the help of a copter. But yes, completely fine. Don't be afraid to wheel copters. Yes, guys. I mean, don't abuse them and rely on them like if they were super good. But don't be afraid to use them, because they are very useful in this kind of scenarios where you want to avoid chip damage on your vehicles. Using the infantry to cover your vehicles and basically abusing the superiority of numbers. Now you can afford this capture because you are so ahead on the KDA. Let's take a look. Like 26 against 16, it's completely it's not double, but like it's very high, so you can abuse. Now if there was no infantry, you are forcing your opponent to interrupt with a vehicle, and then you are gonna hit first strike onto that vehicle that interrupt the cap with your vehicles, and that is more snowball into more snowball. So let's see, that's what I mean, forcing your opponent to interrupt with the vehicles, and now you can kill those vehicles. Even though they are covered by this medium tank, you still have this medium tank that can sit on this city covering this attack here. And let's see, the anti-air dies, copter dies, boom boom boom. This is collapsing, this is collapsing. I think we all know that Chinese player is about to resign, but I want to point out how important was that turn on the very first, getting overly aggressive. You don't want to do that, guys. You don't want to get overly aggressive for 1 or 2 tank skills, because you are capturing and you have to answer the attack. If you do a mistake, it's completely fine. Retreat and lick your guns before it's too late to say that you commit a mistake, because you're gonna pay for it if you don't correct it. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. It was a quicker replay commentary. Maybe it was also helped the fact that it's the 3rd time that I'm recording, so I'm a bit faster. and I have my ideas clearer. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Bye bye.